The Chinese military has advanced dramatically over the past quarter century. No longer is Beijing's armed forces filled with recruits that are poorly trained or lacking the arms needed to fight a major war. China has invested in platforms that are specifically designed to take on the United States and contested parts of Asia, such as Taiwan, the East China Sea and the hotly disputed South China Sea. Systems include the much-discussed DF-21B, or commonly referred to in the press as the Carrier Killer Missile, cruise missiles, advanced mines, submarines, drones and other anti-access area denial weapons of war. In the air, Beijing has also made some major advances. Of specific note is the J-20, or China's new fifth-generation fighter. Meant to counter America's fourth and fifth-generation planes as well as aircraft from Japan, Taiwan and others, the plane has generated tremendous interest in the US as well as international defense community. But how would the plane do in combat? Could it take on, for example, the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter? What about Taiwan's F-16s or Japan's F-15s? Adversaries in the Western Pacific even after the Chinese People's Liberation Army Air Force inducts the Chengdu J-20 stealth fighter into operational service. That's the contention of the service's top uniformed officer who was asked about the potential geopolitical implications of the introduction of the new Chinese warplane. When we apply fifth-generation technology, it's no longer about a platform, it's about a family of systems, Air Force Chief of Staff General David Goldfein told reporters at the Pentagon on August 10th. It's about a network and that's what gives us an asymmetrical advantage, so that's why when I hear about an F-35 versus a J-20, while accurate information about the J-20 is scarce, there are indications that the Chinese aircraft is equipped with a phased array radar, a robust electronic warfare systems and an electro-optical infrared sensor that is similar in concept to the F-35 systems. However, while it is possible that the Chinese aircraft might have decent sensors, Air Force officials have suggested that the J-20 lacks the sensor fusion and networking to be as effective as the F-22 or F-35. One area that the Chinese are almost certainly lacking is what Air Combat Command Commander General Herbert Hall Carlisle once described to me as spike management. Fifth-generation aircraft such as the F-22 and F-35 have cockpit displays that indicate to the pilot the various angles and ranges from which their aircraft can be detected and tracked by various enemy radars. The pilots use that information to evade the enemy by making sure to avoid zones where they could be detected and engaged. It is a technology that took decades for the United States to master through a lot of trial and error. The J-20, with its long, wide fuselage, has plenty of room for internal fuel storage. The J-20 will be able to sortie from mainland bases and have the fuel to conduct fighter sweeps over the island, hunting Taiwan's Air Force. If the J-20's stealthy design is effective as its might designers intend, Taiwanese radars could have difficulty tracking the fifth-generation fighter. The J-20's suite of sensors probably include a new nose-mounted active electronically scanned array ESA radar currently thought to be under development and an infrared search and track (IRST) system, which would allow it to passively track and shoot down aircraft enemy planes. Once over the island, the J-20 might be able to dish out a formidable amount of firepower. The Soaring Dragon has 3 internal weapons bays, 2 for short-range missiles and 1 for medium to long-range missiles. A normal payload for the air superiority mission might be 4 PL-9 infrared short-range missiles and 4 PL-15 radar-guided long-range missiles. Powered by a ramjet engine, the PL-15 might have a range anywhere between 95 to 125 miles. The J-20's primary Taiwanese opponent, the F-16 Fighting Falcon, is a different beast altogether. Originally a lightweight, day-only fighter designed to complement the U.S. Air Force's F-15 Eagle, the F-16 has evolved into an all-weather multi-role aircraft. Relatively inexpensive and capable of a wide variety of missions, the F-16 was a good fit for Taiwan. Taiwan's 150 F-16A Block 20 aircraft were ordered in 1992 and delivered between 1997 and 2001, making the oldest nearly 20 years old. The Block 20 version included an APG-66V-3 radar capable of guiding AIM-7 Sparrow and AIM-120C-7 AMRAAM medium-range radar-guided missiles, Raytheon electronic countermeasures pods and a Pratt & Whitney F-100PW-220 turbofan engine. In 2011, an order for 66 new F-16s fell through. Subsequently, the United States and Taiwan concentrated on upgrading the island nation's existing F-16 fleet. Most of the improvements will be under the hood, consisting of sensor, navigation and armament upgrades. Each will be equipped with the APG-83 Scalable Agile Beam Radar, SABR, a new radar system with hardware and software derived from the F-22 and F-35 radars. Taiwan is also considering equipping F-16s with the Sniper Pod, an air-to-ground precision targeting pod that is also useful in air-to-air infrared search and track role. In addition to the pod, the Taiwanese would buy the AIM-9X Sidewinder, the most advanced dogfighting missile in the U.S. inventory, as part of the package. Loaded for the air superiority mission, a Taiwanese F-16 might be equipped with 4 AIM-9X Sidewinders and 2 AIM-120 AMRAAM missiles. So, in a duel, who would win? Again, like other comparisons, we have to differentiate between the beyond visual range battle and the visual range battle. In the beyond visual range battle, the J-20 will probably outshoot the F-16. The J-20, at least if the designers are successful, will probably have a formidable combination of stealth, decent radar and very long-range missiles. There is a possibility that the F-16's SABR might be able to detect the J-20 at a fair distance, but the Taiwanese fighter will be hobbled by the AMRAAM missile's performance in a jamming environment. Armed with PL-15 missiles and cloaked by its stealth, J-20 could theoretically be able to engage the F-16 before the Taiwanese pilot even knows the soaring dragon is there. At the same time, Japan is still flying the F-15J Eagle fighter. Although an excellent fighter, Japan's Ministry of Defense had expected to replace it with the F-22 Raptor by now. Unfortunately for Japan, the now infamous Obey Amendment passed by the U.S. Congress prohibited the Raptor's export, and Japan has been stuck without a true F-15 replacement. Japan took delivery of its first F-15J in 1981. The fighter was manufactured under license by Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, and was largely identical to American-owned jets with the exception of its electronic countermeasures suite and radar warning equipment, which the U.S. government declined to sell. The aircraft were initially armed with AIM-9 Sidewinder air-to-air missiles and a semi-active radar-guided AIM-7 Sparrow, later replaced with the AIM-120 AMRAAM missile. An M61 nose-mounted 20mm Gatling gun rounds out the F-15J's armament. The F-15J has been in service for a long time. Japan initiated an upgrade program in the early 2000s that saw new infrared-guided missiles, AAM-3 and AAM-5, improved engines, improved an APG-63, V-1 mechanically scanned pulse Doppler radars, and the ability to carry AAM-4B radar-guided missiles added to the jet. Improved electronic countermeasures and a nose-mounted infrared search and track (IRST) sensor were also added to bring the fighter up to date. However, the upgrade is expensive and is only being applied to fewer than 10 aircraft per year. Only about half of Japan's F-15Js have received the upgrades. Besides Sukhoi and Gripen, Lockheed Martin is one of the most classy aircraft manufacturers in the world. During this time, they have always consistently created masterpieces that can be said to be okay. Starting from F-22 or F-16, which is still a mainstay of many countries in the world to date. Do not stop innovating. Lockheed still craze with the release of their latest aircraft, whose prestige has been extraordinary. Yes, this plane is named F-35 Lightning II. Before starting to be marketed as it is now, the F-35 has gone through many testing and repair phases. You could say the F-35 is really perfect in everything, especially about maneuvering. Yes, this aircraft is arguably one of the best flying fighter jets. This one plane was created perfectly because it can do almost all missions. For combat, the F-35 can do the air-to-air mission and also the air-to-ground mission. All fighter planes can do this, but the F-35 can do it much better thanks to the many supporting components and its perfect assessment. Maybe this aircraft has its own advantages when compared to the rival aircraft that we released earlier. Only if you can I say thanks for watching my video.